Hey guys, it's Kelly Robinson with Pana Knows. We're talking about the 9 stages of the talent acquisition life cycle as I have personally defined them. And we are today talking about stage 6. So we've already talked about stage 1, which is defining the requirements. Stage 2, which is building a sourcing strategy. Stage 3, which is resume review and preparation. Stage 4 is a pre-qualification call with the candidate. Stage 5 is interviewing with the hiring manager. And stage 6 is decisioning. So what's really important in decisioning is to make sure that we have defined clearly the 3 areas that we want to make sure that we're evaluating, which is, again, skills, attributes, and the overall fit. So as long as they were defined properly all the way in stage 1, you should be at a point now where you've met with no more than 3 candidates. 3 to 1 is a best practice. It always has been. Sometimes you can meet with 1 or 2, but really no more than 3. If you need to meet with more than 3, you probably need to go back to stage 1 and redefine those requirements and kind of work through the process again. Which happens. Sometimes you're not really sure. It's not a position you're hiring all the time. That's okay. So as far as decisioning, you need to make sure that you're really reviewing those 3 areas. So before an interview is scheduled with a candidate, the recruiter should be automatically scheduling a debrief session with the candidate. That is really important. So after a meeting, I always ask a candidate to text me right away. Let me know when they're done. If they can give me a quick update on, thumbs up, thumbs down. And we typically within 24 hours have some kind of calls pre-scheduled to do a debrief. I would also recommend that the hiring team do some kind of debrief as well. If they can incorporate the recruiter, that's amazing, but it should be either right after the interview where it's kind of fresh in their mind, or at least within 24 hours, and they should get the feedback to the recruiter right away. Feedback to a candidate is really key in candidate experience, and even better if you're willing to incorporate the recruiter in that feedback session, because that shows really an intent of true partnership, which is really important, right? Because the recruiter can hear the feedback, and if they need to go back and kind of re-review other people or do some more sourcing, they can do that with that feedback. It's really helpful. So make sure that there are debrief sessions. Make sure they're done within 24 hours of an interview, and make sure that you're measuring and evaluating on those 3 areas. One more thing I'll touch on that people talk about all the time is their gut. That is something to consider overall. So even if you feel like someone meets all of these, but your gut says there's something off, maybe the person's not being true to themselves, or what they're saying really doesn't match what I've seen other people from that company do, or other people from that company talk about, or the role that's on their resume, there's just something not aligning. Trust the gut, okay? That can usually be done on that first interview in person, or at least the first piece of the interview. So if there are 2 steps, that can usually be done there, and the recruiters should be really good at that too. But unfortunately, again, recruiters sometimes try to just shove people in instead of make really good matches, which doesn't in the end help anyone, including themselves or their reputation. So you can trust your gut. It's actually really important, okay? Thanks for listening. Take care.